Well, guys, after multiple months of no Nascent banner, it is finally back. I don't I don't know why this event is so good with all the freebies and Nascent banner and all this stuff. I don't know why that's the case, but I am absolutely here for it. I love this banner. If you've been playing as long as I have, or even a similar amount of time, I mean, I've been playing for almost 2 years now. We're getting there slowly but surely. You're not missing that many Legos. So your pool's really thinned, and this is the best banner to get those specific units that you're missing. I love this banner. So with that being said, should you summon this weekend? There are obviously some other banners like this Nyx and Xaris banner, and then the 2x, which is almost always on. And let's just quickly go into it. So number one, I always say the same thing, and I will continue to say the same thing. 2x banners are contingent on how far you are in the game. If you are within your first month or 2 months and you're looking for quantity over quality, then you want to go for the 2x, generally. Especially if you are not near pity, because then you have a higher chance of dropping Legos, and it's just better. You don't have to go to pity as often, then it's a good banner. But once you get past that point where you're going for hero specifics and not just, a bunch of different heroes and it doesn't matter what they are, then this banner becomes bad and you should not pull on it. So I would say it is a skip if you are not earlier in the game. If you're early in the game, it is always a great banner. Moving on to Xaris Nyx. Kind of go into it, Xaris is mostly an arena specialist. His whole gimmick is when you place him down for the first time in a match, he summons 3 summons, which all do quite a bit of damage. And then his ult will summon 4 summons the first time. Second time, it'll do 3 summons and it'll go all the way down to 1. So basically, he gets worse over time. So you're supposed to place him down, have him nuke the hell out of the waves in like Arena, for example, and then he can ult, delete them from existence, and then you could pull him or leave him on, but it'll become a lot worse. So that's the main area where Xaris is good. I really like Xaris. I have a lot of love for him. I think he's really fun, he's really unique, he's really cool. I have a Xaris video if you want to check that out, but for the most part, you don't really need Xaris. So if you're struggling on AoE arena, then I would say he's good to look into if you can figure out a team with him. He's really, really good there. He's okay in anti-air, but it's just not the same. That's really the only area. So he's not really the main chase on this banner, in my opinion. I think Nyx is better. Now, this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I think Nyx is actually one of the better legendaries in this game, even though you don't really use her too much, and that's just because of her versatility. She's the best unit for Pelagius Codex. If you do not have like a really good angered team or a really good chaotic team or something like that, she's actually meta in 2 of the arenas. Well, I shouldn't say meta because there's a lot, because Ingrid's better and Valderon teams are better and stuff. But basically, if she's A3, which her A3 is super important, she becomes very late game viable in a lot of areas. Like specifically, she's quite good in anti-air and in AoE. You could use her with Anaraka or Yovar, and she will shred through the waves. Now, Arena did get changed, so this information might be completely outdated because I have not tried the new Arena. So this could just be completely inaccurate information. But for the most part, I mean, let's go to Arena to just back up my statement. Let's go to well, it's not really anti-air right now, but basically anti-air, you can see that there's Ingrid Praetus team, and there's gonna be a lot of these. But eventually, if you go down, you should find some Nyx teams if we can find. Everyone is Ingrid now, so it's a little bit tough. But I mean, you guys could look for yourself that and find some Nyx teams. I can't find any Nyx teams. I'm so sorry, but just we'll have to keep an eye out on Arena. But she's quite good there, and she has a lot of other uses. I mean, if you're early on in GVG, like Plat 1 or something, then she might be somewhat viable. She can be used in Gear Thunder 2 earlier stages. She's decent in a couple areas, but I think she has a lot of usability, and she's by far the best unit of this archetype, which is this type of range, the AoE marksmans. She's really good. I definitely think she's amazing. Is she a must pull? No. Do you need the awakenings? No. It's just if you want to push like Pelagios and you want to have another option for some areas if you don't have Ingrid, she's pretty good. I know I'm hyping her up pretty bad, pretty much, but I just think she's pretty good. Overall, though, this banner I wouldn't pull on it, even though I just spent the last 2 minutes trying to hype it up. I personally would skip this banner. The thing is, we're starting to get due the next limited hero. I don't know if they're going to do a rerun or a new one. But you always want to save for limited heroes. We're also going to get a new class soon, which means we're probably going to get some new heroes for that class. Like it's all, you can already find little hints in the game on the new class, which is like tactician or something. I don't know if that'll be the final name, but there is a new class coming. So I can basically guarantee in the next month or two, just going by current trends, that the new class will come out. So you want to save some for that. And just realistically, this is not a crazy banner. There's no units on this, which are must pulls or really important. So overall, I would skip this banner. Now we get to Nascent. Nascent, the way that I like to say whether or not you should pull on it is, first of all, it is not a 2x. So you need to be kind of close to pity generally, or you have to really want to pull on the banner. And the way that you want to know, or the way that you know if you really need to pull on it or not, is you just go through these heroes and you find all the non-ancient exclusives and you just kind of work it out in your head. I know there's a couple like nascent calculators you could use or whatever, but the way I just do it is I look, Xena I kind of want, she wouldn't be bad. Phineas I want, Eris I want, Twyla I want. I go down, can't get any tanks. Setrum I've wanted since I started playing. Lynx I do not want. Bubba I really want, Beatrix I don't want, Lyra I don't want, Leia, Ezreal I want, Tallulah I don't want. I could just kind of think about it and I'm like, huh, I got a lot of good stuff here, a lot of things I've wanted for a while. Even if I had more bad units and less good units, I still probably would pull, because when you pull on this Nascent and you pull a new hero, which is the guarantee, the next Nascent is not going to have that hero as an option. So you're going to thin out the next Nascent too. I think overall, if you have at least like half of the legendaries or around that much, I think Nascent is generally a good banner to pull on, because I mean, it just gives you a good chance of getting what you missed the most, even if you're not guaranteed to get it. Like my first Torador on my account was from a Nascent banner. It was from like the second Nascent ever, or the third Nascent ever. It was insanely hype, and it progressed my account so much just based off of that one pull. Absolutely game changing. I think this is worth pulling on pretty much no matter what, as long as you meet the requirement of having enough pulls for it to kind of guarantee it, depending on your pity and blah, blah, blah. And then also you have a decent amount of Legos. And if you don't have enough Legos to pull on Nascent, generally you want to pull in the 2x. I would honestly skip this one unless you have a specific use for Nyx and you need her A3. Then I would pull for this one, but that's like such a specific situation, I would honestly just skip it. So that's just kind of my opinion there. Let me know what you guys are planning on pulling on, what your options in Nascent are. I like to read the comments. I mean, I just always do, even if I don't respond to them. Just know that I've most likely read them, and I appreciate y'all. So thank you guys so much for watching, and that's it for me. Destined signing out.